Ladies and gentlemen of the O2 Blue Room, we are live on Facebook! Oh my goodness! We're live on the internet, we're live to the world. Can you believe it? Hello, thank you. Welcome to the O2 Inside Line, live on Facebook. Saturday afternoon chat with two very, very special people. England take on Australia this morning, but let's take a look who's in our green room. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for some of the finest dancing the world has ever seen. Love that. Remind me, what's that called again, that dance?
The floss.
The floss. It is, of course, the floss. We'll be doing some flossing a little bit later on in the O2 Blue Room. But for now, let's welcome England prop Sarah Bern, everyone. Welcome, Sarah. Take a seat. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
This is the first time you've been in the Blue Room, isn't it?
Yeah, first time.
Not only as a guest, but just in general.
Yeah.
Can I?
Even as a supporter.
The pasties are highly recommended, isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Yes, you see, they go down very well, only. Hey, how many of you had? It's only one per person. You've only had one. Okay. Let's take a look who's in the green room. Let's take a look at our second guest, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness me, it's Joe Launchbury. Oh! Yes, Joe! Welcome, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sarah and Joe, everyone. Go on, launchers! Nice, good heckle, my friend. Yes. All right, let's take a look at what makes these two so special on the field. Launchbury Bern, everyone! Yes! What a duo! I think it's safe to say there will be no arguing. You can do whatever you want on this Facebook Live. First of all, let's talk about your injuries and your recovery. Sarah, where are you at with yours?
Halfway through.
Okay, what did you do?
Tore my hamstring.
Oh!
Yeah.
Did you feel it go straight away? Did it pop? Did it ping?
Yeah, it did. It did. I felt it
Horrible.
straight away. Yeah, fell to the floor. Really dramatic.
And it's those kinds of injuries where the magic sponge really doesn't work.
No, definitely doesn't.
Awful. So you're halfway there, so when will you be back?
Hopefully mid-January, just in time for Six Nations.
All right. Good that you're back for the Six Nations, but disappointed you're missing out on these internationals?
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. It's great. We've got a new squad in, so I really would have liked to gel with the new girls, but, you know, it is what it is, and they're doing a great job without me, so...
We'll talk about how the girls gel a little bit later on. We'll find out what you do socially. Joe, how are you and where are you at with yours?
I'm also about halfway through, so yeah, I had a flush out on my knee a few weeks back, so I'm hoping to be back sort of the end of December, first game in January, so not too far now, so progressing nicely.
And did you feel that go straight away?
No, it's kind of a bit more of a long-term degenerative injury, apparently. So
Oh, no, really?
At 27, so not ideal, but all sorted now and on the mend for sure.
I was going to say, like, you could put that down to old age, but like you say, you're only a wee whippersnapper, you're only 27.
Yeah, but it seems to be getting younger rugby, doesn't it? So there's some guys that are running around who are much younger than me. So I've always thought of myself as quite a young player, but I'm starting to move more into the middle age bracket now.
Well, I think you're up there. I think they call it you carry respect in the squad.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Sarah, let's talk about the couple of England games that the Red Roses have played recently. How do you think their performance has been?
Yeah, I think they've had a tough couple of games, but I think they've really worked hard on the pitch and they managed to pull through with some good wins and some good plays. I definitely think today will be a big challenge for them, but I think they're up for the fight and they seem to be training really well at the minute.
Good atmosphere in camp?
Yeah, really good.
What have you heard? What's been fed back to you?
They're really excited. They just kind of want to get it out the way, get get on the pitch. And to be at Twickenham, for a lot of them, it's going to be their first time. They're nervous for the crowds, but they're really excited just to get out and experience the Twickenham and have all the support of the nation behind them.
No, the ladies are going to play straight after the men. So if you do get the chance, O2 Blue Room, and you are up for another game of rugby in Twickenham, then stick around and watch the Red Roses, because we're going to play Ireland. Now, tell us about Ireland. They're a tough force to be reckoned with?
Yeah, they are. Ireland, they put up a really good fight. The last game of the Six Nations, they've still got a lot of their senior players, and they've got a very heavy front row. We've got an inexperienced front row, but we've got a really strong pack out. So it will be a good fight to see how both of the squads have changed and developed, and especially leading into the Six Nations, who's going to go in at top place.
Going to predict a win?
Yeah, I'm going to back my team.
Stupid question, Mr. K. Of course we're going to predict a win. Joe, we've had a couple of decent games, the England squad, in this Quinter International Series. We beat South Africa. We're a point away from drawing, and then 2 points away from beating New Zealand. Last week's victory against Japan was a tough one first half, but then we kind of found our floor. If you were Eddie Jones, how would you assess these games so far?
I think he'll be really pleased. I think it was quite an important November series, really off the back of coming out the back of a South Africa tour, which we were pleasing to get the win at the end of that and sort of break the run of losing games. So to get that win was massively important for us as a squad, and to then carry it on into November, which has now become sort of 12 months out from a World Cup, was hugely important to not only get performance right, but also to get back to winning some games of rugby. And we've done that. I think we'll probably look back on that New Zealand game as you don't get to play New Zealand many times in your career, and especially not at Twickenham, and to get that close and kind of see the game slip through your fingers, I think will be a disappointment. But,
do you feel, as well as the boys, that was one that got away from us?
Well, I guess it did in lots of ways. I thought the way the boys started the game was absolutely fantastic. I think it was some of the best rugby we've played in a long time, and we can take that blueprint of how to play forward, moving forward, and try and implement that as much as we can in games moving forward. We're going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I feel like this has been a really positive November, and hopefully we can cap it off today with a good win.
The future, the prospect of a very bright future for England is looking good. I mean, Ireland played very well against the All Blacks. They really did, which then, therefore, lines us up for a fantastic Six Nations tournament.
Yeah, I think we're playing Ireland first up in the Six Nations as well, so hopefully we'll finish strongly today and sort of finish the November series in a positive way, and sort of get ourselves prepared for what's going to be a hugely important Six Nations again. It's always interesting. The home nations seem to be in good form at the moment, so it's always a close tournament, and starting off against Ireland will be a great start.
Looking forward to that. All right, we've got some questions from these two young gentlemen in the front row. One of them looks like he's just had a fresh haircut. When did you get that done? Yesterday?
No, last week.
Last week? All right, it's kind of grown in. You've grown into it. All right, what's your name, where are you from, what's your question?
My name's Jack, and I'm from Portchester, and my question is, who's the hardest team you ever played?
Go on, Sarah.
Hardest team I've ever played is probably New Zealand, definitely up there. Definitely one of the hardest, heaviest teams we've ever played. But I have to say France away, hardest game. The crowds are amazing, very opinionated.
Joe?
I think for a front five forward, I think my second cap for England was against South Africa. It was a massive test of where I was as a 21-year-old. Where I was physically, the way they play the rugby is extremely confrontational. So, yeah, that was probably up there with one of the hardest challenges I've had.
When you played that game, after 10 minutes, were you like, oh, what have I got myself into?
Yeah, it's quite hard, international rugby. I think yeah. I worked it out pretty quickly.
Just a bit. All right, what's your question, young man?
My question is, what's the biggest person you've ever gone against?
That's a good question. Joe, we'll start with you. Biggest person you've ever faced?
Again, probably a South African. Plays my position. He's my age, but you wouldn't guess it, even Etzebeth. I think he's got biceps bigger than my legs. And I remember sort of finding myself quite close for a bit of a shirt hold scuffle, and within a few seconds realised that I wasn't the best person to be doing this, and took myself far away from the equation.
Sarah?
Probably the New Zealand tight head, Dora Tunu. She is huge, massive, and she, the first time I got hit backwards and absolutely nailed into the floor, I thought, yeah, definitely playing against the Kiwis.
But that doesn't put you off, does it? You go back for more, because then it's a challenge, isn't it? She's laid down the law, and you think, right, okay, well, if that's how it's going to be, I'm going to try and fight against this.
Yeah, but then the classic Kiwis, she gets a mate as well, so I got hit twice.
yeah, there is that. We've got some questions from the Red Roses. Let's take a look at the monitors. Here's question number one. This one's for you, Joe.
Hi Joe, this is Vicky from the Red Roses. If you were to pick any naughty treat after training or a game, what would it be?
Any naughty treat?
Only one. That's a tough one. Probably go-to for me is probably a curry. I'll probably go for a takeaway curry. That's kind of my post-match go-to.
What do you go for? What's your thing?
Maybe like a king prawn, some sort of king prawn dish. Maybe. Sorry, Vernon.
King prawn. Look at the size of him. You walk into a curry house with Joe Launchbury and you think, yeah, he's going to have chicken vindaloo, followed by a lamb booner. He's going to have 9 naan breads stacked up. But no, he goes for a king prawn, what was it?
I think it's called king.
Stop talking, stop talking.
It's lovely, I'd really recommend it.
King prawn? What are you going to go for? What's your treat after training in the game?
Probably sweeter tooth, maybe like a chocolate brownie.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You guys, 2.5 pound of Haribo, I would imagine. Do you like sweets after you've played football or training or rugby?
Yeah.
Good answer. All right, we've got another question.
Hi Sarah, it's Zoe. If you weren't playing rugby, what would your dream job be?
Oh, we get posed this question a lot with our professional athletes. If you weren't playing professional rugby, what would you be doing?
Rugby would probably be my dream job. I'd always wanted to be a downhill skier, so I'd love to do that, yeah.
Oh, that's the kind of answer we're looking for, Joe Launchbury. Not something with king prawns in it.
And the king prongs after.
The king prawn is dead in the blue room. It's non-existent.
It's a great curry.
Shut up! I want to know. King prawn curry. You've changed, Joseph. Downhill skiing, I like that though, because that you've got to be. How do I put this in this PC world that we live in? You've got to be mad.
Yeah.
To do downhill skiing. You really have. Joy, if you weren't playing professional rugby, apart from being a curry chef, what would you be? King prawn fisherman.
I think I'd definitely be involved in sport. Hopefully, I think sport's always been a massive interest of mine. Got a sports science degree, so maybe use that to some extent. But just at the moment, pretty lucky to be playing rugby. So yeah, hopefully, start thinking in the next couple of years what I'm going to really focus on after rugby.
I think you can play till you're 35, Joe.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, you keep them king prawns down your neck, all that protein, you'll be fine. Let's talk about the Australia game today, Joe. If we win today, this will be the longest winning streak we've ever had against Australia. Can we maintain this run of form against the Wallabies?
Yeah, I think for sure, and I think like you hear from the reaction, it's such a great rivalry, isn't it? It's one of sports' great rivalries across all sports, really, not just rugby, but it's one that whenever I play, I know the build-up in the week's always fantastic. A bit added in with obviously Eddie and Eddie's background as well, which is sort of a nice subplot to the whole story as well. But I know how desperate we'll be to finish this campaign in the right way. But at the same time, it's their last game of the season. I know they'll be itching to finish the season well. So we need to start well today. If we can start how we started against New Zealand, I think we should hopefully get a really good win here.
All right, Sarah, the game against Ireland, you mentioned earlier on that it's good. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Let's get a score prediction from you.
Oh, score prediction.
Yeah, come on.
It's going to be pretty tight. But I reckon the girls will get away probably 12-24 to England.
All right, good. We like that. So this is what you can do for the rest of the day. You can watch the arrival of the England team here at Twickenham Stadium. Keep your eye on all the O2 socials. Use the hashtag InsideLine. Use the hashtag #WearTheRose. Be part of this because it's going to be a very, very special day. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will bid you farewell because a little bit later we've got 3 guys who will have played today coming in for a chat. And remember, straight after the men play, the ladies play. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for tuning in. O2 Blue Room, say goodbye. There you go. We'll see you soon.